Hi, and welcome to the first episode of what I'm calling Old Guy Worldview. I'm an old guy who's reached the age where I feel it's my responsibility to comment on the world in general. Now, the first topic I'm going to take is a time honored tradition. I'm going to lament on the current youth of this country. Now, is it unfair to say that they're a bunch of soft, man bun wearing lefties? Perhaps. But as I said, it is a time honored tradition. Cato the Elder had the same thing to say about the youth of Rome in the second century BC. Now, that's a general observation. I'm going to talk about something specifically, and that's military service. You can see from my shirt, I'm an Army veteran. I enlisted in the Army after high school. I did 4 years active duty, 2 more in the reserve. My father was in the Army, his brother was in the Army, and I had 3 great uncles that all served with the U.S. Army in the European Theater of Operations in World War II. I grew up and I believe that military service is a debt that all of us owe to prior generations for giving us, providing us, fighting for the freedoms that we now observe. And if you love your country, it's something you should want to do. Now, before I go on, I'm going to absent from my comments the post 9/11 generation. I often compare them, in fact, to the greatest generation that fought the Second World War. Our country was attacked, they rose to its defense, they served honorably into the highest traditions of the military. But those people, even if they served 20 years, are now retiring. We have a whole new crop of people that we need to have in our military. Now, I've seen different statistics on this, but basically it comes out to 70% of the youth of America are unfit for military service for 3 reasons. They're too fat, they're too stupid, or they're too mentally screwed up. Now, why the heck is that? Well, they're too fat. That's because, unlike prior generations, we went out and played. We did things that keep us physically fit. If a parent allowed their children to go out and play today, they'd probably get arrested for child abuse. No, it's better to have them sitting inside with an iPhone or a laptop doing absolutely nothing but eating Fritos and drinking Pepsi. Uh, Also, they're too stupid. Now, the entrance exam to get into the U.S. military, the bar ain't that high. So why can't people pass it? Well, that's the American public education system. It's the unions who are much more interested in making money, gaining political influence, and spreading their leftist ideology than basic stuff like reading, writing, and arithmetic. And then finally, they're too mentally screwed up. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons for that. Part of it is they don't go outside and play with real people. Part of it is they're in an educational system that doesn't want to really teach them anything other than ideology. So, the Army has recently started a program, kind of a pre basic training thing, where they get kids physically fit and I guess cheat sheet their way into being able to pass the exam. Now, kudos to the Marines for not doing something like that and keeping their standards high. I love my Army, I respect the Marines, don't really know or care what the Air Force or the Navy do. But anyway, it's a sad situation that we've got in. Now, to recap, it's a time honored tradition. Today's youth sucks, and I lament the future of America. Until next time, this is Old Guy Worldview out here.